What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Also hit that notification bell so you're notified every time we upload a new video. In this video we'll be talking about the Pokemon second gen of games, namely the Pokemon Gold, Silver and Crystal versions. We're gonna talk about getting all three starter Pokemon without having to trade. I'll show you how to do this glitch, so if this is something that you're interested in, stick around and let's get it done. Here we pick up after meeting Professor Elm. Here he's going to ask us to choose our starter Pokemon. So there's one thing we're going to have to do before we pick a Pokemon. So just before we go ahead and pick a Pokemon, we're going to need to save the game. Do not skip this step, it's very important. So once the game has been saved, you can go ahead and choose your Pokemon. At this time it doesn't matter which one you choose, because you're at the end you're gonna have all three, which is our end goal. So for this demonstration I'm gonna go ahead and choose Cyndaquil. Once we choose Cyndaquil, we're gonna go back and speak more to Professor Elm, and then he's gonna give us an errand to run in the next town. So right here I'm just gonna speed through this part because it's not that important. So once we get finished speaking to Professor Elm, I'm just gonna go ahead and speed through this part. After completing your errand, Professor Elm's assistant is going to give you 5 Pokeballs. You're going to need to use one of those Pokeballs to capture a wild Pokemon, any wild Pokemon, it doesn't matter. So that's what I'm actually doing right here. I'm walking in the grass trying to find a wild Pokemon to capture. And here we have a wild Sentret. So I'm just going to battle it a little bit, try to get it weakened, and then I'm going to throw a Pokeball at it. Remember, at this first instance you have 5 Pokeballs, so you can afford to miss a few, but I wouldn't miss too many. So try to get this done at the first shot if possible, because you want to save as many Pokeballs as possible. So now it's weakened. I'm gonna throw a Pokeball at it, and I'm gonna catch it. So let's see how that goes. Alright, so here's the Pokeball. I'm gonna throw it at the wild Sentret, and there you go. Alright, so once I've caught the Sentret successfully, remember I'm not giving this a nickname or anything, I'm just catching this Sentret for one purpose only, and that's so we can give it a Pokeball to hold, and you'll see why in just a second. Alright, so now that I've caught the wild Sentret, I'm gonna head straight to the Pokemon Center. So I'm gonna go to the Pokemon Center. Once I enter the Pokemon Center, I'm gonna go straight to Build's PC. Alright, so I'm gonna open the PC, and first thing I'm gonna do is to give one of the Pokeballs I received from Elm's assistant to the Pokemon that I want to clone, and that's gonna be my Cyndaquil. Alright, so I gave it a Pokeball to hold, and now I'm gonna deposit it in Build's PC. So let's open back the PC, go to Build's PC, and what I'm gonna do now is to deposit the Cyndaquil in the PC. So deposit Cyndaquil, and then we're gonna change the box. Now the reason why we had to catch that Sentret is that once you deposit a Pokemon, it won't allow you unless you have an additional Pokemon. So if you only have one Pokemon, it won't allow you to deposit that one Pokemon. You have to have at least one Pokemon. Now once you change the box, it's gonna ask you to save the game. Now this is where you need to if it's gonna ask you to override, say yes, and once it says saving don't turn off the power, just shut it right off. Once you turn the game back on, you'll find yourself where you're choosing your Pokemon again. Now you're gonna choose a different Pokemon this time. Remember, first we chose Cyndaquil, now we're choosing the Totodile. After choosing Totodile, you're gonna have to go back to the Pokemon Center to retrieve the Pokemon you just deposited, and I'll show you those steps. I'm gonna speed through that part until we get back to the Pokemon Center. Back at the Pokemon Center, we need to turn on the PC and go retrieve the Cyndaquil that we deposited. So we're gonna withdraw the Cyndaquil, and then we're gonna go find another Pokemon to catch. Now you're gonna be wondering, how can we catch a Pokemon if we don't have a Pokeball? Well, that's the reason we gave Cyndaquil that Pokeball to hold. Now before we go to battle a wild Pokemon, we're gonna take that Pokeball from Cyndaquil, and to do it, just hit the start button, go to Pokemon, choose the Pokemon that has the item, and just go to item and click take. And now we've taken the Pokeball from Cyndaquil. Now we need to go find a wild Pokemon to catch so we can complete this glitch and get our third Pokemon. At the Pokemon Center, turn on the PC, access build species again, and then we're gonna deposit both the Cyndaquil and the Totodile. After depositing both, we're gonna trigger the glitch again. And to do this, remember, just change the box. Once you change the box, it's gonna ask you if you want to override the already saved file. Click yes, and then when it says saving don't turn off the power, just turn it right off. As soon as you switch it off, go ahead and turn the game back on. When you turn the game back on, choose Chikorita and then head to the Pokemon Center so you can collect your other 2 starter Pokemon. Once you're at the Pokemon Center, turn on the PC, go to withdraw, and just withdraw the Totodile and the Cyndaquil. And there you go. Now you have all 3 starter Pokemon. Now you can just go ahead and actually save your progress to ensure that your progress with all 3 starter Pokemon gets saved, and now you can continue with the game just like normal.